Okay, for my third set, what I did, I switched machines. That's a major variable change whenever you switch machines. Often, I get 6 different chest machines in here, compound chest machines, and 1 isolation fly machine. But often, the change variables, I'll switch machines. That's a major variable change whenever you switch machines, because each machine is engineered or designed differently, whether it be a converging chest press, a different angle, different body placement on the seat. They're all designed differently, so it's a major variable change which hits different stressor points on the muscle. So if I do that, if I switch machines, then I will count that set as being viable, as standing on its own merit, as producing the most hypertrophy out of all 3 sets. Now what I'm sitting in right here is a David chest press machine, and it's a David Future line. Now I would rate the David line better than the MedX line, many pieces of the David line, as far as keeping a constant tension throughout the range of motion. Now the perfect repetition would be if you could keep the tension throughout the positive range into the static, and then an assist on a gravitational pull into the negative. As you know, the negative does a lot of damage. I'm sure you read about that, but it really does. And if you can assist the gravitational pull into the negative, it forces you to fight a little bit harder, and of course it's going to do more damage on the negative. Now the way this David is designed, it's almost like it's on springs. It's like you're almost pushing on springs. And so what that does is, when you get past your sticking point, you're actually not past your sticking point. It still increases the tension and keeps the tension on into the positive. That's a perfect repetition. So this little unit is just a tremendous piece. Now, it's a non-convergence piece, and what also makes it very sweet, it has a seat belt, it's going to hold your hips in place, but it also has an arm mechanism that's going to raise out the handles on each side. It's going to make it very easy to get in, so you don't have to start in the extreme negative, and I really love that. And also on this machine, you're going to notice that when I get to the end of the positive, into the static, the degree decline on this is just perfect. It's about a 10 to 20 degree decline by the time I get out. Now, many authorities or many of the big dogs in the sport will argue that a slight decline movement in the compound movement for the chest is actually the best movement for stimulating hypertrophy. So this machine rocks. Again, I have 6 different chest presses in here. I always incorporate this David into my chest training routine. And you're going to see that when I use it. I want you to listen. You can sort of hear it sounds like springs in there. This machine comes with a double stack. It comes with a single stack, but when I purchased it, it had a double stack on it. So what I do, I don't warm up at all. I'm thoroughly warmed up from the pendulum completely. So I've engaged the double stack. I'm completely maxed out on this machine, and I find that the double stack maxed out is just perfect for me. If I need to, I'll slow down the repetitions, because I want to be a failure between 8 to 12. So I'll control the repetitions on this, or I'll go for a free-for-all, because the double stack is pretty heavy. But again, you're going to see I'm going to lock myself in using the seatbelt. I'm going to use the foot pedal to raise the handles out, and you'll see that it's almost like a spring-like movement as I push into the contraction, and you'll see that slight decline at the end of the positive into the static. It's just a superb machine. I gotta tell you, this machine feels so damn good, because I really like the feeling of having bands on a machine, or springs on a machine, or that constant tension on a machine, because that is a perfect repetition. And I found out what a perfect repetition truly was when I started adding bands to different various plate-loaded chest press machines, even to a Smith machine. I got plenty of videos that you can reference. You can see me adding bands to various chest machines. The bands create what I term deem as a perfect repetition. If you never tried bands on a machine, or if you want to know what a perfect repetition is, you should add bands in the machine. So this is what encapsulates in my mind a perfect repetition. I honestly believe that you could do 3 to 5 sets on here using variable changes, rest pauses, increase rep ranges to the 4, change the seat height, some important variable change, 3 to 5 sets, and maximize your total genetic ability in developing your chest. Again, your chest doesn't know what exercise you're doing. It is just completely unaware of that. It only knows the contraction, the force, the tension into the muscle. And this little machine is turbo. It's just a rocket. It's just incredible. It's one of the best pieces that I own as far as chest, and I own quite a lot of chest machines, some really, really good ones. But I love this one.